Welcome everyone to the Little Crafter Show. My name is Eileen, aka Eileen Little Crafter, and today is a mixed media video. Mixed Media Monday, yay! Awesome. So additional information about this show and my podcast show, Arts Class and everything in between, can be found on my blog, my website, eileenlittlecrafter.com. As you can see, I'm using some gesso and I'm going to be using some Anthology Jewel paint. I wanted a lighter texture. I also like using gesso for my covers, since I have excuse me, what I did for this particular cover is I just used some regular cardboard. So what I wanted to do was I don't know, add a little bit more texture, a little bit more protection. I like the way the gesso looks, and again, I'm just going to be using some white gesso and the Anthology. At first I switched from a bristle brush, then I switched to a sponge brush. The reason why I switched is because it covered better for the cover, and I'm not looking for perfection. I'm also using a palette, and I'm also using a palette knife, and I had something going on right about there, and I'm also, you can leave this dry, but I decided to use a heat tool. By the way, that's a Martha Stewart heat tool. And at this point, I'm deciding what do I want to do. I use one of my favorite stencil, which is a stencil girl. This one is a Sepp Afner stencil. It's called Unfinished. I definitely will put the links down below in my blog post. I'll put the link to that blog post down below in my video. Yeah, it's a really good stencil. It has a lot of different words, different textures, numbers, and I thought that it would add a really good piece to this mixed media book. It's a far cry from the other one that I'm working on, but not in a bad way. And I'm just gonna be using all of that paint because I don't want none of that to go to waste. Like seriously, I love that paint, and I wish it came in a bigger container. Again, that is the Jewel Tone Emerald from Anthology. I fell in love with this color a lot, and I kind of wanted a tone on tone look, and I decided that to push the emerald back a little bit by using more of that lighter version of it. Since I didn't have a lighter version of it, adding gesso is always a good thing. Sometimes I use that technique to actually gesso a particular page. Now I am using, oh, I think this is one of the clear coat paints with the glitter. Sorry, brain fart. I'll put it in a caption so that you guys know exactly. Um, and I'm going to be putting it on the front and the back of that particular cover and drying it the best way that I can. And then I'm going to be coming in. I use my palette knife to just spread it around. This is Cricut's faux leather paper. And I'm just kind of measuring it, not really eyeballing anything. I mean, I'm just basically eyeballing everything. And I'm using my Fiskars cutting board. Uh, and unfortunately, I need a new blade, and I found this out as I'm making this video. And I'm also going to be using a denim piece. Again, all of these products I pretty much purchased either from Anthology, um, what else? Michaels. You can also get the paper, the Cricut paper from Cricut.com. And now I'm just going to be using that denim that I showed you guys in a haul video. I actually was going to use that for my project, but you'll see that in a minute. So I'm just kind of fussing around a little bit, cutting it with the scissors and with my, sorry about that. I'm using E6000 spray adhesive, but unfortunately because the paint that I put on previously was a little tacky, it made everything not well. And not only that, but that particular piece was too thick, so I didn't know that at the time. Still fussing around with everything. I am using a Xyron Creative station sticker, which I got at, where did I purchase that? Yes, Amazon. I purchased that on Amazon, and I love it. You can use a 5 by 5, a 5 and a 5-inch cartridge and a 9 by 9 cartridge. And I'm still cutting. Didn't like the way that came out. Just futzing around with everything. And yeah, so it's just trial and error here, you know? I'm not really measuring everything, so just sitting back having fun. I really like this paper. I can see a lot of different uses with it. And yeah, so yeah. Anyway, so at this point, I'm again still cutting and cutting and cutting because I'm ugh, just can't believe I didn't buy any replacement blades for that. So a trip to Michael's is definitely in order. Still futzing around with that particular piece of fabric. I think at some point I realized that it's not gonna work, and I decided that I'm gonna the glue in the back is not really working, so I am going to be using uh, a punch. This is a We Are Memory Keepers crocodile punch. Where did I get this one? I got this one at Michael's. But I know that a lot of different stores carry it. So now at this point, I realize that this is not going to work. And I'm going to be using, it's still sticky. So what happened was now my cat wants to say hello to you guys. Anyways, so at this point, it's working the glue and I'm finished. And I'm going to be using that particular fabric on the side of the wiring. And so that's about it. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Or you can always email me at eileenlittlecraft.com. And bye for now.